Hey Crafty Crew, Valentine's Day is just around the corner and you know what that means. It's time to spread some love with Valentine's Day DIY decor. In today's video, I'm thrilled to share some budget-friendly Dollar Tree finds that will turn into adorable Valentine's Day signs. Get ready for a fun and creative crafting session as we transform these simple items into heartwarming pieces that will add a touch of love to any space. Let's dive into some delightful Dollar Tree Valentine's Day DIY decor signs and start crafting. DIY number 1. This is an adorable house-shaped sign from Dollar Tree's Crafter Square section. This was out when all of their farmhouse stuff was out, but I've still been able to find these at my local Dollar Trees. And these stickers, these window stickers, well, they say they're stickers, but I could not get them unstuck from the background sheet that they come with. And these have been at Dollar Tree a long time. They're normally over in their sticker section. I haven't really seen too many people touch these. And probably because, that's probably why these have such a hard time getting off the background, because they have been sitting there for so long. But these windows, I mean, the house sign was so small that I decided to just go with one of these windows. So we're just going to hot glue this down and do the best you can getting these stickers off of their backing. I had to cut them. It was the only way. So I just decided to put this in the very middle of this house-shaped sign. Like I said, it's very small. It's much smaller than I thought. So I just got to make do. So I took this really malleable wire, and I got this from Michael's a while ago for jewelry making. And this piece is actually finally coming in handy now, because this is going to be the backing for our chimney hearts. I wanted to make a sign where there would be hearts coming out of the chimney of a house, but I didn't know how to make the hearts stay in place. So I realized I needed a backing of some sort. I thought about maybe using wooden dowels, but this seemed to be the best option with what I had. So I just took some hot glue and just placed this down. I wanted to give it a little bit of, I guess, support by putting maybe about 2 inches past the chimney on the back. So we're going to start layering our hearts. So just kind of laying them on the wire and just kind of like laying them on top of each other just to get some support going and make layers and layers of hearts. So just had to glue them down. And luckily the wire acted like a brace, so everything stayed in place pretty nice. These felt stickers are from Dollar Tree, and this is pretty much one of the only things that I bought from Dollar Tree this year. I still had a lot of Valentine's Day stuff from last year, so I didn't want to spend like crazy. So these felt heart stickers were a really good investment, because there's 100 of these stickers in a pack for $1.25, and I could not beat it, because it actually worked for so many of the projects through this video. So I just kind of layered them, and kind of reminds you of like fish scales, the way they're, or dragon scales, the way they're like layered like this. And so I thought that was pretty funny, but I really liked the way this turned out once everything was layered, and you just keep gluing. So you just kind of leave a little bit of room, because you want to be able to continue to place hearts between spaces. So over time, it just kind of fans out, and I couldn't have been happier with the end result of this chimney of hearts. And that's exactly why you want to leave a little bit of space at the top when you can. Then it's easier to fit more hearts in there, and you don't have to rip them up to make them fit in between spaces. So our chimney is complete, and I thought, you know what, this window needs something a little bit more, so I just cut a piece of white felt, and we're going to turn this into a flower box, but a heart flower box. So I took the smallest of hearts from that 100 pack of felt hearts. There's 3 different sizes, as you just saw me use all 3 different sizes with the chimney, and so I just used the smallest size of those heart stickers for the flower box. So I'm also layering these on top of each other, but you want to make sure that you're actually gluing these hearts to the felt backing as well, and not just to each other, because After a little bit of gluing them together, I realized that they weren't actually sticking to anything. So anyway, this is the end result, and I am absolutely in love with this sign. The movie Up definitely inspired the creation of this sign. DIY number 2. Okay, this is another favorite. Okay, maybe I just love them all, but we are going to make a love bug. So I've been holding on to this beetle, this blank wood sign from Dollar Tree of a beetle for a while now, just waiting for the right project inspiration to come along. And this was definitely it. I mean, this, how appropriate for Valentine's Day, right? So I'm just taking some red paint, and this is a red acrylic paint from Waverly called Lacquer. And then this ballet slipper pink, my Waverly ballet slipper pink got all dried up. So I found this other one that was just a really cheap one that I got from Michael's. So it was not any particular brand of paint that anybody would know, but just found it really cheap at Michael's. So it worked out good. And I don't think it was a chalk paint. I'm pretty sure this one is an acrylic paint too. So I had to use many different brushes for this craft, but I don't want to bore you with all of the painting that I did, but you just have to have patience for this kind of craft, as it mostly consists of painting. And then this is Waverly's ink color. This one is an acrylic chalky paint. Luckily, this one did not get dried out. Just goes to show that I use this one more. But I love painting all sorts of trucks and signs like this, and I have many more of them throughout my channel if you want to go check them out. So once the wheels are done, then we're going to move on to the last paint color, which is Plaster by Waverly. And I still haven't picked up any white paint, so this one is an off-white, kind of like a cream or ivory, but I think it really just looks white when it dries, so it's good enough. So this is very on theme for Valentine's Day, and I mean, you could just leave it like this if you wanted to, but I wanted to take it one step further and really put some more love into this love bug. So once everything is painted and dry, we're moving on to our last step here, which is adding these felt stickers. So we're layering these on top of each other here. So this is the largest size, and we have the medium size, and we have the small size. So yes, I cannot recommend enough picking up this pack of stickers when you see them at Dollar Tree. They also have the glittery ones as well that are similar to this. I don't know if they also are 100 in a pack, but I saw the sparkly ones at my local Dollar Tree. And then just for good measure, we're going to add some hearts to the wheels as well. I thought about doing pink for this in the middle, but it was too much. So I thought the red looked better. And we are all done. And here is my Dollar Tree Valentine's Day love bug. Moving on to DIY number 3. And we only have 4 crafts for this video because these were very intense. And so this was the only other thing that I bought for Valentine's Day from Dollar Tree this year. This was it, and I'll show you why. Because as soon as I saw this, I knew I had to turn it into another miniature market booth. I don't know if you guys saw the one in my spring crafts video. I made a flower stand, a miniature flower stand from another Dollar Tree sign, but I just absolutely had to make that when I saw this. And it says booth number 214, like that February 14th. It was just too cute. So I just decided to cut this as close as I could to the design and shape of this, because trying to find a piece of wood that sign would fit on was actually really difficult. So I just had to look around and see what I had in my stash. So I got this little wood crate from Dollar Tree. They have 2 different versions of this, and so this is the solid one that does not have the slats cut out in between. So then I just painted this one completely, well, I was going to say white, but it's the plaster color from Waverly, so just covered this in an off-white color and then used this little wood piece from Dollar Tree and colored it the same. So this way everything matches. I would just do this as best you can. I mean, I definitely needed a smaller brush for those pieces in between. And then, so I just decided to use some tacky glue to secure this one down. And I had some crinkles in between, but you know, it's not a solid piece of wood that I'm gluing this to, so it probably would have come out a little bit better if what I was using as a backer was actually solid. So the tacky glue held just fine. And then I found a piece of floral foam that fit pretty good, but it just, I mean, it's never perfect. So I had to just sand it down with my finger sander. And luckily I was getting ready to get rid of this piece of sandpaper on that one anyway. So it was fine. So I just sanded it down so it was perfectly even and flat. And next we are making the support sticks here for the sign to be able to stick into this floral foam. So I had to glue the wooden dowels on the inside versus the outside of these support pieces here because it just wouldn't fit inside the crate if I had done it another way. So I had to put them on the inside. And then I just traced out as best I could a piece of burlap. This is a burlap table runner that I got from Hobby Lobby for about 10 bucks, and it has lasted me 3 years. So I could not have been happier with finding this deal on this burlap. So I just cut it and just kind of kept cutting it down when I realized it was kind of sticking out a little bit too much. So I just went around and just trimmed it a bunch of times. And then I just measured and, well, not measured, but I tried to align it as best I could because we need to cut out these little holes right here so that our sign can fit through them. And then it's going to stick into the floral foam. So once everything could actually fit through, then we're going to just secure this in place. I did go back and finish painting the very top of the sign because I noticed that I hadn't finished it, so don't worry. And now we're just going to glue down our burlap in place. I'm using my makeup mask silicone pen there. I don't know what to call it. So these are miniature wooden pots. These are also from Dollar Tree. They put these out with their garden stuff. Well, I think they just put them out last year. They were brand new last year, but I hope they put them out again this year because I'm starting to see Dollar Tree's garden stuff out on the floor again. So these should be coming out next. But I saved these from last year. But like I said, I think you should be able to find them again this year. So we are making little pots of hearts, and this is what our stand is going to be selling. It is Cupid's stand, so he's going to be selling love. So I decided to use some floral wire for this. I didn't have green floral wire, but I had this one already. This is Dollar Tree floral wire. So I just glued some hearts to the floral wire because I wanted them to stand up. And I was worried that they wouldn't really stand up without any backing or support there. So I grabbed some Spanish moss, and you only need a little bit of it for these pots because they're so miniature. So I just decided to do it this way of just putting a whole bunch of glue in the bottom and just kind of shoving that down. And then while it's still in the process of drying and it's not quite completely hardened yet, that's when I decided to stick the heart in there, and it actually did hold. So I repeated that step for all 3 pots and then just hot glued them down to the very front of the stand. And when it's all done, it looks like this. And I'm obsessed, you guys. This is probably my favorite one, maybe, of today. I don't know, but I love making Valentine's Day crafts, you guys. I really do. So moving on to DIY number 4. And this is the last one of today's video. So since all the other crafts were so difficult, we're going to end this video with a really quick and easy one. So this is Dollar Tree's burlap 5x7 sign. This is the I mean, I don't know if this is the smallest one they have of this, but it's the smallest one that I found. And this burlap was so difficult to get off of this. So I ended up, I didn't have anything, like I didn't have any pliers or anything. So I had to just grab my Cricut weeding tool. And you guys are probably going to shame me for this in the comments, but it's what I had available. And I need to find my pliers. So I messed around with this for a long time, and more than I care to admit. So we're just going to move on from that. So once you get all the burlap off of there, then you're just going to take the not pretty side of this and just glue this down in place. And so we're going to turn this into a framed project this way. And then you're going to go ahead and just cut off all the excess, because we don't need any of this. So I held on to this metal heart from another Dollar Tree sign or something, and I grabbed some Dollar Tree Scrabble letters for this. And I wanted the heart to kind of pop out, or just not lay all the way flat on the sign, because it looked really awkward when I just had left it like that. So I decided it needs something to help it pop. So we're just going to hot glue these down in place. And this is what's going to be the support for our heart, our metal heart. So just hot gluing everything down, and then just adjust to where you want this to go. And then I found an X and an O after digging through my Scrabble letters. And we're going to hot glue these down as well. And that's really all there is to it. So this is an adorable, rustic farmhouse Valentine's Day sign. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you want to watch more videos, check them out here on the left. And let's keep in touch on Instagram, and check out my website, thecraftyquinn.com, for some free ski lodge printables. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you next week.